The Bhagavad Gita doesn't just talk about war, but about the battles inside your mind and how to win them.
Imagine this. You're in a meeting. You have something meaningful to say. It could change the direction of the talk, maybe even help someone. A small voice inside says, "Speak, say it." But another voice, quieter, heavier, whispers, "What if they think you're wrong? What if you embarrass yourself?" And so, you stay silent. No one notices. But deep down, something inside you just lost a battle. That tiny moment, that's the inner war. Have you ever felt like you're fighting yourself? One part of you wants to grow, to speak, to try something new. The other part hesitates, doubts, pulls you back. You feel stuck, pulled between courage and comfort, clarity and fear, action and inaction. Now, here's the unexpected part. That exact struggle you feel was described over 5,000 years ago in one of the most profound spiritual texts ever written.
The Bhagavad Gita.
Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you might see your daily struggles in a completely new way. The battlefield of decisions.
The Bhagavad Gita isn't just about ancient wars or gods.
It's a guide for the invisible battles you fight every day. And there's one moment in the Gita that feels like it was written just for you. The battlefield of Kurukshetra. Two massive armies, dust rising, war drums beating like a pounding heart. In the middle of it all, one man, Arjuna, the greatest warrior of his time, trained, focused, respected, but in this moment, he drops his weapon, falls to his knees, frozen not from fear of losing, but because of something deeper, a war inside his heart. He looks across the battlefield, and he doesn't see enemies. He sees people he grew up with, his teachers, his cousins, his friends, his family. And something inside him breaks. He tells Krishna, his charioteer and also the divine in human form, that he cannot do it. "I can't fight my own people," Arjuna says. "I'll lose myself. What if doing the right thing hurts the people I love?" And right there, the Gita begins. Not with action, but with a question. What's the right thing to do when both choices hurt? You've felt this too, haven't you? Maybe not with a sword in your hand, but in a conversation you didn't want to have. A career move you were afraid to make. A relationship crossroads. A decision that didn't have a clear, good answer. And this is where Krishna speaks. Calm, clear, and completely steady. And what he says changes everything. Dharma, the right thing to do. Krishna looks at Arjuna, paralyzed by doubt, and says, "This isn't about what you want. It's about what you're meant to do." That single sentence opens the door to one of the most powerful teachings in the Gita. Dharma, your sacred duty. Not duty in the sense of obligation or pressure, but Dharma as your deeper responsibility. The role only you can play. The path that may not always feel easy, but is always true to who you are. For Arjuna, the conflict was heartbreaking. As a warrior, it was his dharma to fight for justice. But as a family member, it tore him apart to lift his weapon. This is the tension we all face. When personal emotions crash into higher responsibilities, when doing what's right feels painful, when the heart and the mind speak two different languages. Krishna reminds Arjuna that as a member of Kshatriya, the warrior class, it's his dharma to fight for justice and what is right, rising above the inner fears and attachments. He says, to avoid your dharma because of fear, grief, or comfort is the real danger. Because walking away from your purpose doesn't bring peace. It only creates a deeper kind of suffering. Krishna reminds him, yes, these people will live or die, but life is bigger than this one moment. You're part of a larger order, and your role matters. Even if it hurts, even if it's confusing, even if it means being misunderstood. Because Dharma isn't about winning, it's about alignment, about being honest with yourself and showing up for the role you were born to play. Think about your own life. You have a job in this world, a responsibility, a role, as a parent, a student, a friend, a leader. And some days it's hard. You want to quit, escape, delay. But Krishna reminds us to ask ourselves, what is my role in this moment? What's the action that honors my deeper values? You don't need all the answers. You just need the courage to act in alignment. That's Dharma. And Krishna says, live it even when it's uncomfortable. Because your work, done with sincerity, supports something far greater than you can see. Choose your battles. Not every fight is worth your energy, and sometimes the reason we feel exhausted isn't because we're not trying hard enough, it's because we're trying in too many directions. The Gita teaches us, wisdom is knowing which battles are truly yours to fight. Don't waste energy on every conflict. Choose the battles that align with your Dharma. Some arguments aren't worth having. Some expectations aren't worth chasing. Some people aren't meant to be convinced. You don't have to engage with everything. You don't need to fix everyone. Just ask yourself, is this aligned with my Dharma? If the answer is no, it's okay to walk away. Protect your energy, save your fight for the battles that actually matter. Because peace doesn't come from winning every fight. It comes from knowing which ones to let go of. Swadharma, your personal path. Krishna then teaches something even more personal. Swadharma, your own unique duty. He says, it is better to do your own duty even imperfectly than to do someone else's perfectly. It's not about being the best, it's about being authentic. Your journey isn't supposed to look like anyone else's. Stop trying to copy someone else's path. Stop measuring your worth by someone else's timeline. Swadharma is the courage to live your truth even if it's messy, even if you're scared, even if others don't understand it, because no one else was born to walk your path. And even the smallest step taken in honesty has power. No effort on the path is ever wasted. That means the attempt matters, the intention counts, the failure teaches. Every choice you make in alignment with your inner truth adds up. That's the real progress. Detach from results. Arjuna is still unsure. What if I fail? What if I do everything right and it still goes wrong? Krishna responds with one of the most famous teachings of the Gita. You have a right to perform your duties, but you are not entitled to the fruits of your actions. Do not let the results of your work be your motive, nor let your attachment lead you to inaction. In other words, do your part. Let go of the outcome. This is the heart of detachment, not because results don't matter, but because they're never fully in your control. You can prepare for the interview, but you can't control the decision. You can speak your truth, but you can't guarantee how others will receive it. Krishna says, let go of the illusion of control. Don't act only for rewards. Don't avoid action out of fear. Just do what is right and trust the rest. This isn't indifference, it's liberation. You're no longer tied to winning or losing, approval or rejection. You're anchored in something deeper, integrity, clarity. And that's what gives you peace. Think about the last time you gave your best, but things didn't go your way. Was it a failure or was it growth? Because Krishna says, your effort was never wasted. You became stronger, clearer, more aligned. That's the real fruit of action. Not just results, but transformation. Nishkama karma. This leads to one of the Gita's most liberating teachings, Nishkama karma. action without attachment to results. Krishna teaches, do the work, stay committed, but let go of the outcome. Not because the outcome doesn't matter, but because your peace should never depend on it. This isn't about laziness, it's about freedom. Because when you stop chasing results, you stop fearing failure. You show up fully. You give with devotion. You act from alignment, not anxiety. This is power without pressure, action without fear. Imagine living this way, applying for the job because it aligns with your growth, starting the project because it expresses your truth, helping someone, not for praise but because it feels right. This is Nishkama Karma, work that is meaningful but not ego driven. It's the kind of work that fills your soul even if no one ever sees it. It's not passive, it's the purest form of strength because it comes from purpose, not performance. The enemy within desire. Just when you think Krishna's done teaching, he reveals something even deeper. Your real enemy isn't out there. It's within. It's desire, not healthy wanting but endless craving, the kind that pulls you away from peace. It's the voice that says, when I have that, I'll be enough. When they approve, I'll feel worthy. It is a moving target. You get the job, you want recognition, you get praise. You want more, you win. You fear losing. It never ends because desire doesn't satisfy, it just shifts. It just finds something new to want. And the more you chase it, the more power it has over you. This is why we burn out. Not from doing too much, but from needing too much. Needing approval, needing control, needing everything to go our way. Krishna says, this is bondage. So what's the answer? Not giving up on life, but giving up on attachment. Don't kill desire. Transform it. Turn desire into devotion. Show up not to impress, but to express. Love not to be loved, but because you are love. Act not to win, but to serve. This is how you become free. Not by having less, but by needing less. By anchoring in something deeper. By remembering who you are beyond the noise. You are Arjuna. So, what does all of this mean for you? It means you are Arjuna. And every single day you stand on your own battlefield. But your battlefield doesn't look like Kurukshetra. It's quieter, more hidden. It's made of everyday moments. Do you speak up or stay quiet? Do you act or avoid? Do you live aligned or escape into comfort? These are your inner wars. And in those silent moments, Krishna's voice is still there. Not loud, not forceful, but steady. He whispers, act without attachment, with devotion, aligned with who you really are. Every time you choose alignment over fear, truth over silence, love over control, you win a quiet war no one sees. And it changes you. It strengthens something inside you. It brings you closer to your true self. So today, don't aim to conquer the world. Aim to conquer the voice that says you can't. You don't have to be perfect. You just have to be present. Stay kind, stay anchored. Keep choosing what's right even when it's hard. Because the war within, it's not about destroying anything, it's about remembering who you are and living like it matters. If this message helped you see things more clearly, send it to someone else quietly fighting their own battles. And if you'd like more reflections like this, subscribe. We're in this together. One inner victory at a time.